Thanks for staying with Afternoon Express here on S3 as we open up to some inspiration as far as this masterclass is concerned to help you host like the best. And we know that this next recipe is traditionally served for Christmas lunch. You know, there is no doubt that this slow-cooked, melt-in-the-mouth gammon will be a crowd pleaser. Oh yeah, of course, without a doubt. And the sweet and sticky sauce combined with the salty crackling on top, it's just going to set the stars alight. Everybody, Chef Jay is here and Chef Chart is here. I don't know how anyone's going to be able to concentrate on this masterclass with all of this that's already going on here. I can't even hear anything right now. Are you speaking? Please take us through it. This is beautiful.
Well, I mean, Christmas is not Christmas without a good old, beautiful ham, right?
Oh, I love gammon. It's one of my favorite Christmas roasts. And you can serve it in so many ways. It can be used, the leftovers on a sandwich. So it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yep, it is indeed.
Absolutely. And I think it's one of those things, I mean, I think I actually like it afterwards, and then actually on the day. So leftovers for me, all the way to go.
Well, let's go. Let's start at the top, where you really do create the magic of gammon. I know that you are adding a nice special twist to it.
To get to that point there, we've got to basically create a lovely broth or a liquid to poach the ham in.
Yes.
So things like bay leaves, black peppercorns, celery works really well. Carrots, any root vegetables of that sort, you can pop into here. Then always a bit of seasoning, bit of salt, and pepper, or pepper and salt the other way around for me there.
I'm a little confused, I have to tell you, because I remember growing up, boiled sort of meats and all of that were always for when the budget is very low and we don't want to add anything else, we just want to boil.
So remember what we're doing here is we're actually reversing the cooking processes, because normally you'd roast this, but then you'll dry it out. But what we're doing is we're actually poaching it, keeping it lovely and moist, and then we're going to roast it in the oven very quickly just to get that lovely bit of crackling.
Is that what you would do?
So that's what we're basically doing.
That's definitely what we would do. And actually, a trick my mom taught me is to use lemonade instead of water. And somehow the sweetness from the lemonade adds to the tenderization of the gammon, but also assists with the caramelization when it goes into the oven. So
and all those bubbles and everything else as well. So that's what you need to do is put your sort of boneless leg into there. You're looking at 500 grams, 30 minutes of cooking time. So again, weigh it before it in its raw state, bring it to room temperature, then pop it in and close it. So once it's come out and it's cooked for an hour, hour and a half, depending on its weight, take it out, allow it to cool, and then the very important part is to then take off the skin. So many people go and score the skin and try and get this to crackle and blister. You're enjoying that there, Jay? You're like in your own little world there, sort of, you're eating things away there. So very important to then take this there. So with a sharp knife, very carefully, create a slit between the fat. So what you have the meat, the fat, and the skin. You want to get between the fat and the skin, leaving the fat on the muscle. So you actually start to sort of peel it on one side, and then it'll literally just sort of peel away. So very gently, just do that all the way. So pull that off, and that we just discard there. Now, you want to make sure...
I love the skin. I don't know, there's something about it.
You can do stuff, but this gets very chewy. This is actually what you really want. Now, what you want, again, this is all rolling over the place there, so find a little point, and then turn on its side, and then just trim it, so it stops rolling around.
That's I suppose it's knowing the difference between this skin that you've just sort of peeled off and this part here, this beautiful brown part that sort of surrounds the rest of it.
So there's your meat. This is the fat that's now going to glisten. So what you want to then do is take your knife and you're going to score just through it, lightly. I'm holding this light as a feather and score about sort of 1 centimeter lines apart, that way, and then turn it, and then come that way. So you have this lovely little diamond pattern all the way around there.
How juicy is this looking? You're just looking at it.
It's going to be beautiful.
See it.
It just brings back memories of childhood, The gammon was just the star of the show. But I want to ask you, Chef, is there a method to the madness in creating, those diagonal lines? Could you just do it quickly? Is there a purpose for that?
You're creating surface area. By creating surface area, you want to render away the water content of the fat so it crispens up. Now, you can go and be sort of really pedantic and then start studying it, because it is a star-studded show, of course, with these beautiful little cloves all the way along the top. It's entirely up to you, but, this takes a little bit of time, and again, this can be done the day before, so all the prep is done, so you're not slaving away on the actual, morning of Christmas trying to get everything together. But you just carry that on as much as you like, and then pop that onto a baking tray. What you can do is you can actually cradle it with a little bit of tin foil around the outside to stop it drying out. And then just under a grill just to get that glistening, so you get this beautiful little shimmer on top.
Moisture retention, I imagine, is a very, very important part of it, because as soon as it loses that moisture and it's gone all dry, the experience is never the same.
Well, absolutely. So again, wrap it up. You're going to crave it because you're taking it from poaching to now roasting. But all you want to do is just warm it through and get that top beautiful and glistening. That's all that you need to do. A little bit of salt, you know, also helps as well. A little bit of sugar, a little bit of honey if you wanted to. You can play around with it. But I mean, that is how to get a beautiful gammon that's roasted. And then, of course, with a sauce. What have you got in the sauce?
What are you doing?
So this is just a quick cranberry sauce. I mean, gammon can be served with so many things. We usually do potato salad. My mom makes a beautiful dhania chutney to go along with it. But this is just cranberries, lemon juice, a little bit of sugar. And that's just, you know, nice to serve alongside your roast. Having all of those condiments, those little surprises, is what makes Christmas just so festive.
Are you going home for Christmas this year?
I'm not. My parents are actually coming to Cape Town for Christmas. Gammon in hand. I promise you, my mom will probably travel with a frozen turkey and a frozen gammon all the way to Cape Town, because, you know, you can't get gammon in Cape Town, apparently.
And Mom has a brand new way of bringing it all together and bringing it to life in a really twisted, interesting way. I love the twist that you've added to this, and the way that you sort of have shortened the period it takes for us to get it together. I love that, Chut.
Yeah, those are the key things, is start planning. You know, everything you want to do, write it down and work out when you're going to cook what, when. Let me tell you, those sort of, that half an hour that you might take, maybe a couple of minutes is all that you need. That's all that you need to do. Plan of what's going in where, what's in the oven, what's on top, what's in what plate, and all the rest of it, and then you're done and dusted. Christmas will be a breeze.
Lovely stuff. Okay, well, listen, this one is going to be a crowd pleaser without a doubt. Go and get the recipe. You know that you can find it on afternoonexpress.co.za, and gammon is served.